again YouTube, Mad Dog here. This video is a bit off subject really, but I'm going to show you all how to make your own candles out of discarded scrap candle wax. So as you all know, you go out, you buy a cheap candle, and these days most of them burn like down the centre to like a tea light, leaving the remainder of the main body of wax scrap. So don't go and throw it away, you know, keep it in the bank and all that. I mean, I don't know about you guys and lasses, but me and my missus, we get through quite a few candles when we're sitting outside, you know, at the weekends, having a couple of drams, listening to some music around the fire. So what I do is I save the scrap wax up, just roughly break it up into little chunks, and in here I've got, as you can probably hopefully see, there's all different colours. You know, I don't bother about keeping it all the same colour and all that, you know, it's just to make a candle. So save it up in a little pot, tin, whatever, that you're going to use to remelt that wax. The actual moulds, all I've got is a piece of PVC thick gauge drain pipe, cut off, you know, roughly to the length that you want, depending on how big you want your candles to be, nice and smooth inside. Make sure that when you do this, the bottoms are perfectly flat and smooth, otherwise you get masses of leaks everywhere. You'll need a flat surface, preferably something steel that will soak away the heat from that molten wax straight away, causing it to set instantly so you don't get lots of spillage. You can use other moulds as well, like here I've got this piece of steel tubing. I think it's actually stainless, but whatever, you know, inch tubing, again to make more, you know, like the traditional candle. You'll need a couple of pieces of very thin gauge wire, you know, like a hairpin type of thing. I'll show you what that's used for later on. So I've got a couple of pieces of that. A pair of pliers to remove your pot from the heat source, whether it be a fire, or I'm going to hopefully demonstrate just using this old lamp here, gas-fired lamp. And a piece of garden twine, natural garden twine, not nylon. You want natural string for this. So snap a piece of this off, and basically this is obviously going to become the wick. So what I do is, to start with, just simply tie off a couple of quick, you know, overhand half hitches, just to form a small knot at the bottom. Snip off the excess so you've got, you know, a sizable knot at the end. Now take your mould that you're going to use. In this case I'll demonstrate with this PVC pipe, and offer it in vertically until it just touches the bottom of the tin, and then pinch, I don't know if it's picking up, pinch right at the very top, leaving about ½ an inch, so in this case around there, and that's where I'm going to cut the wick, or the string that we're going to use as the wick. So now when I stand it, you can see it's just above the top of the mould. Now what I'm going to do is take that piece of string and twist it against itself, so one hand, you know, clockwise, one hand anti-clockwise, to just open the braid of that string. And what I'm trying to achieve here is, you know, opening the fibres up just a little bit so that the wax is absorbed into them fibres, so it becomes a real effective wick. I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't do this, but it definitely, I find it definitely improves the burn time and you know, the success of your wick. Then we take a piece of thin wire and we simply push it through the end of that wick so that it stays on like so. So you barbecue, shish kebabbing it, you know, like just hanging it on there. Then we can then take that piece of wire and just hang it on the top of the mould. Just pull the wick up or down, adjust it so that the bottom of that knot is just touching the base of the tin, and try and centralise the wick as best as you can, and we're ready to go. So what we need to do now obviously is find a lighter that works, get our gas lamp going, or fire pit, whatever you're going to use, it doesn't matter. get our wax on, and we'll start melting it down. Simples, like I say, it's not rocket science, but I tell you now, these are effective. They last for hours. While this is warming up, you don't have to use moulds as such. You can use an empty glass. I've made some here. These are pre-made. This one sunk quite badly, but this one I made a herb candle, Mad Dog herb candle. So basically I poured the melted wax into there, but also I've added, you know, thyme, basil, some lavender, that sort of stuff, just to add extra, you know, smells. And you can use lemon peel, orange peel, and that will help keep the mosquitoes and midges away. So they generally come out like this. I mean, this one's quite poor at the top, but as you can see, they come out pretty smooth, and they do last a long time. They don't just burn down to nothing. This is one that we're currently using. So like I say, don't throw away, discard your old wax, save it and reuse it. So I'll cut to the next bit of this video when this is ready to go. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Okay, the wax is melting away nicely now, so I'm going to take the pliers and carefully take the pot off the heat. You're not in a mad rush for this, so take your time, don't want to burn yourself. And for the first pour, gently pour it down the centre of the wick. And like I say, for the first pour, just a small amount, don't rush this. Let the first pour cool, keep the wick centralised in the centre there, because you want it to burn even all the way down. Just give that a couple of minutes to cool. Put the wax back on the heat. Doesn't take long. You'll see it start to go a dull colour when it starts to set. Okay, let's go again. Let's pour a bit more in here. And basically we just keep repeating this process until your mould is filled. Okay, I'm a bit short there, so I'm going to reheat this. When this is melted, I'll cut back to the next bit of this video. Stay tuned. Okay, we should have enough now to finish filling this mould. So again, take the pot off the heat and just pour it in there, right up to the top. Of course, it will shrink as it cools, so don't be frightened of getting it right up to the very top, like so. You can leave that off now. Nice and easy. Turn the heat off, and we're just going to let that stand, let it cool. Like I say, make sure the wick is always centred, and you got yourself a homemade candle. I'll cut back when this is cooled and show you the end result. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hello again YouTube, welcome back. Okay, the candle is now set, it's gone cold. It's been about 3, maybe 4 hours, something like that. So just break that off the can, off the tin. So there we go. As you can see, it's sunk quite a lot at the top. So what I'm going to do is just pinch the wick and pull the wire out of it, like so, and push from the bottom, and there it comes, pop straight out the mould. So that's what we're left with. Nice and smooth. So let's give it a try, let's light it up. Like so. And there you go. You got yourself a homemade candle, dead easy, dead simple, very effective, and made out of scrap basically that you would otherwise have thrown away. So top little tip, always save your wax, reuse it, you know, because you know people spend a lot of money on these. I mean, like the Yankee candles, I think they're called Yankee candles, they're like 10, 11, 12 pounds each. So save the wax if you're going to buy one of those for Christmas or whatever, and make your own out of the scrap. Just let me turn the lights off. Excuse me, there you go. Quick demo of it working in the dark. Yeah, cool. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you find some of this stuff useful, and I'll see you soon. Mad Dog signing off. Yeah.